Last time I visited Uncle Azubuike, I left with new sneakers, 2 senator materials and 20k. Even Auntie Chioma, his wife, sweetest woman alive, never let me leave empty-handed, so I wasn't eager to go home. That night, I called my mom. She was already shouting until I said the phone was on loudspeaker. Then she switched to, okay oh, just behave and don't stress your uncle and Mama Ejima. Later, my elder sister, Uchechi, chatted me and sent several angry voice notes, asking me to come home and Kwara isn't safe. Lots of Fulani herdsmen and Boko Haram have infiltrated the state. I laughed. Infiltrated indeed. I knew she only wanted me to come home, so I'll be the one washing plates and sweeping instead of her. Even my elder brother, Uche, called. Is it until they kidnap you, Uzoma? There's no money for ransom. I didn't even know why they were stressing. All the abokis here are nice people, and they are just ordinary Okada men. Meat sellers, fruit sellers, and beggars. In fact, I prefer buying from them because their things are cheaper. Then our spoiled lastborn, Ugochi, 13, very tech-savvy and smart, sent me disturbing links. Pastor abducted, newly married wife raped, Christians fleeing from the north, kidnapping, a thriving business in Nigeria. Omo, my baby sister was seeing all this. If it scared me, what would it do to her? I called, trying to scold her and threatening to have her phone seized. Next thing, she sent a pic of me kissing Kemi, our pastor's daughter, and dared me to report her. Sorry ma, I drank water and minded my business. Later, I opened more links. Brigadier General Uba and 3 of his men abducted and publicly executed by Islamist terrorists in Borno State. 64 civilians, including women and children, abducted in Zamfara. 25 female students and their principal abducted from a school in Kebbi State, whilst their vice principal was killed. Was spied. 52 students abducted in Catholic schools in Niger State. Ha! What kind of useless country is this? Why are we cursed with wicked and unsympathetic leaders? I didn't even know when I shouted until my uncle came in. Bia Uzo, Ogini, what is it? Oh, nothing, sir. Just something I saw online. He asked me to prepare and follow them to church for midweek service. I checked the time, 4 p.m. Midweek service starts by 6 p.m. So why are we 2 hours early? Auntie Chioma sat in the living room and on her heavy stomach, smiling at me. I watched her wince in pain and I thought of all mothers. Did my own mother suffer like this? I'm a good boy, so I believed my mother's own was different. I'm sure she didn't experience any pain at all. I might ask her when I go back home. We guided her to the car. Uncle instructed his eldest son, Amobi, 13, and daughter, Amara, 10, to sit in the back. I sat in front, next to Uncle. About 3 hours later, I made my way to my seat beside my uncle and auntie from the restroom. Everything changed in seconds. Bam! I heard sounds of motorcycles, dozens of them, and voices shouting in Hausa or Fulani, too fast for me to understand. Next thing, gunshots followed. Hot piss almost came out of me, despite just leaving the restroom. Hot piss, ke? You know say shit. I watched in horror as heavily armed Fulani-looking men stormed the church. People shouted and ran. Chaos broke. Everywhere scattered. The pastor dived under the altar, leaving his wife who was shouting, Jesus, Jesus. My uncle's children ran to their father, terrified and crying while he tried to shield his wife. She held her stomach, trembling. She couldn't run in her condition. My uncle looked at me. I looked at him. Another round of gunshot tore through the hall. One mama fell near me. Her head opened, blood everywhere. Hey, whoa. Immediately, I ran. I heard my uncle calling my name, begging, "Who's on my biko? Take my children and gba also." He pushed them to me. I saw the pastor being pushed and beaten, saw his wife being slapped and dragged outside with other members. I looked at my uncle. He was hugging his wife and pushing his son and daughter to me. Uzoma, gawa, take your cousins, gba also. I had never seen fear on my uncle until now. For the first time, he didn't look invisible. He looked scared. Another gunshot. People screamed. In front of AK-47. Oh, yeah, nah. Bodies fell left, right, center. I heard people begging for their lives while the terrorists laughed wildly. In that instant, I turned and ran and didn't stop. I didn't even look back, despite the shout of my cousins calling. Bro Uzo, please don't leave us. Bro Uzo, wait, please. Amobi and Amara called out to me. Bro Uzo, okay. And I don't think base follow Bro Uzo for back. She won't carry in Annie. Omo. My spirit wanted to stop, but my legs refused. If I stopped, we would all die. So I kept running till I jumped through a broken window and ran. When the gunfire finally stopped, I collapsed behind a tree. Hours felt like days. I shook uncontrollably. Then, silence. About an hour later, I called back to the church. People had now crowded the area. Men, women, children. Everybody was crying. A woman was saying the kidnappers wore army uniform and were about 20. She saw them clearly from her one-story building facing the church from across the road. Desperate, I pushed through the crowd into the church. The sight scandalized me. The church was unrecognizable, bodies everywhere. The church was unrecognizable, bodies everywhere, phones, bags, shoes, even Bibles open to unfinished prayers. Then I saw them. Auntie Chioma lay on the floor, hands over her belly, blood everywhere. She had tried to protect the child, but life was gone. Her face frozen in agony, eyes open, never seen. Hey! The pain on her face unbearable. Beside her was Uncle Azubuike, his head separated from his body. I searched for my cousin, but they were nowhere. Their bodies weren't there. Then it hit me. They were gone, kidnapped, taken. Fear and shame crushed me. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't stand. I couldn't scream loud enough for the pain inside me. Ew. I staggered outside. I crashed by the church wall, shaking. My head spun and I shut my eyes for a moment. I somehow called my father, but I was crying so hard a policeman took the phone and spoke for me. I couldn't form a word. Before 6 a.m., my father was already in Kwara to get me from the police station. I couldn't go back to my uncle's house. Ew. Later, the news read, 38 worshippers abducted from a church in Kwara, including pastor and his wife, and 7 brutally died. The horror I had only read about online had become real. Now I was part of the statistics. May Nigeria never happen even to our worst enemies. Even to our worst enemies, because I don't know what's going on in Nigeria again.